for me, I was kind of in the boat when they removed the interim tag of, interesting. Not sure how that'll work. I mean, how have you seen Dean really take a hold and seem to redirect the ship a little bit after kind of a grim last year or two?
Well, he certainly seems to push the right buttons a lot of times, makes the right decision. I mean, I know a lot of times fans, like, a great example, it's like the way that I'll tweet out lines, if I put Eriksson, Ek, Greenway, and Foligno on the third line, it's like I don't know what we're in the state of hockey. I don't understand why fans don't understand this. Like, just because they're listed as the third line, like Eriksson Ek is the top line center every single night.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Like
Eriksson Ek is the top line center on this team.
He's the hard matchup center. He plays the most ice time of any forward. That line the other night was the only. Like, somebody, was all over, like, why did Kaprizov only play 14 shifts the other night when he was on the top line? Like, technically, he's not. Eriksson Ek is the first line center. Like, he's going to get out there. Like, the whole point of it, like, the feeling of the perception of what a third line center is just different in today's day and age. The matchup center to me is the guy that gets the most ice time. He's out there the most. Right. And that line was great the other night with the fourth line.
Yeah.
I hate to label the fourth line. So, what was the original question that got me on this?
Dean Evason going. I mean, but that's part of it, right? Like, he has tried different things.
That's And he's finally put Zuccarello and Rask back together. They're not going to play 25 minutes a night when they showed the last time there that they're going to turn pucks over all the time. The issue with Zuccarello and Kaprizov is that at times they just play catch with each other. And so that's what they want to get out of, is the drop passes high at the offensive blue line. They're just looking for each other and turning pucks over. So they needed to get a little tweak. Now they're back together, and we'll see if they can get back to playing great even strength. But back to your original question, like, Dean just feels very, very comfortable in his own skin to me right now, where at the very beginning, he really did have the look of a interim coach. He didn't change lines really until they got to Edmonton, which is well into his tenure, if I remember. He's just starting to really, I think, make a lot of the right decisions. I mean, even if you look at the power plays right now, I mean, I think a lot of us look at those units and be like, why the hell is Rask and Bonino on it? But you know what? They've got to win draws, and Bonino is the one guy. I love Ek. I like Parise. I like Greenway, but none of them would stand in front of the net. And Bonino just parks himself there. And the other night he gets the benefit of a fortuitous bounce, obviously. But I'm telling you, like while it makes little sense to some people like us, the guys in that locker room, the coaching staff, have a sense of what they're trying to achieve. And, they're not just throwing darts at a board. Everything they do is for a reason. Anytime they change a line, it's probably for a matchup reason that they're seeing or something they're going to do that night. And so, right now I like what he's doing. Back to his extension, at the time it made sense, because while it was a 2-year extension, taking the label off, it really was a 1-year extension. He had 1 year left in his deal anyway.
Right.
And in today's COVID world that we're in right now, it certainly felt like at the time it was just like, all right, let's get through this, and then maybe in 2 years we hire the coach that we really want. And, for big money, back when fans are in the building and things like that. Now I look back at my perception at the time of that, and it feels unfair, or even if that really was what was going on in Bill Guerin's mind, it might change.
Right.
I think Bill Guerin really has a lot of appreciation for what Dean's done so far as the coach of this team. In today's day and age, that could change very quickly with today's athlete. It's usually a 3-year expiration date, but so far, in a team that I think that if you look talent-wise is not as good as Colorado or Vegas, he's getting the most out of this team. He's getting great goaltending. They're defending for the most part well. A little tweak lately. Their even strength play has actually taken a turn for the worse, while their power play has taken a turn.
I know, what the hell is up with that? Like, it's so frustrating.
Always the way it works. Like, they're one of the worst even strength teams in the league the last 10 years, 10 games. Yeah. And now they're the top power play in the league. And for the entire year, they were the best even strength team in the league and had the worst power play. It's like it always feels like once you fix something else just breaks.
It just doesn't work.
That's what we've seen right now. But hey, look. The one thing with this division is that there are 3 or 4 bottom dwellers here. The Wild, for the most part, have taken advantage of those teams, especially Arizona, and it's put them in a position where, if I'm telling you, if Vegas stays 2 or falls to 3, and the Wild stay 2 or 3, and they play each other, that is the best matchup for the
Mhm.
Wild situation. They've just got to, in my opinion, avoid Colorado at all costs.